Welcome to From the Den podcast, providing Bears and NFL fans alike with compelling news, discussion, and debate. I'm your co-host Benjamin, joined alongside my dear friend and co-host Oren.
Hey Benjamin, let's get right into it. As always, kickoff starts now.
Now we're going to talk about the Bears running back acquisitions, or, should they have acquired other players?
Yeah.
So the only other the only other running back on the Bears roster, besides from Montgomery and Cohen, is Ryan Nall. Is that true? Don't they, I looked at...
They have some undrafted free agents, but I mean the three players that, let's say, were on their roster last year that will be on their roster this year.
Like the three, the third running back, like the third main running back, aside from Montgomery and Cohen, is Ryan Nall, who, is pretty unknown from, casual Bears fans. Oren and I tend to like Ryan Nall because he always puts on a show for us in preseason.
Yeah.
You never know what goes on in training camp. So anyway, should the Bears involve Ryan Nall more? And or should they acquire a different running back to be involved more in this offense?
So I don't consider Tarik Owen a running back, which concerns me a lot. Tarik Owen is not a running back. He's a gadget player who is classified as a running back. He could be classified as a quarterback for all I care. He's a player who should get 4 to 7 handoffs a game, maybe even less.
That's kind of a lie when you Montgomery was getting 5 handoffs a game. So
no, one time, but okay, fine.
I know it was one time.
3 to 5 handoffs a game, and that's a bit concerning because besides for Dave Montgomery, they don't have a real running back. If Dave Montgomery gets hurt, who do they put in?
Ryan Nall, baby. No, it would be Tarik Owen if they got hurt. It would just hopefully Matt Nagy would just not have.
But players play
he would
better.
Adjust his playbook. Sorry, keep going.
For example, Khalil Mack, he doesn't play all 100 snaps. He doesn't play 100% of all the snaps. He plays around 82% of the snaps a game. I look it up. Around 82, somewhere around there. An approximate, but around that. And if he played 100, he would be a lot worse. Dave Montgomery is obviously not playing 100. My point to you is that the Bears need another running back like a Mike Davis. Someone who's not amazing.
Yeah. I mean, they dropped him.
They dropped him, but it was because they paid him a lot of money. They would have kept him if they paid him way less. But also, they didn't utilize him that much. And also, they should be, even though I love Dave Montgomery's stats may not be as great, but his production will be even better if he has someone behind him like a Mike Davis to help elevate their game. And I think the Bears should go out and sign a running back, a LaShawn McCoy, just someone available on free.
Well, are you saying, who's to say that the Bears need, or that David Montgomery needs another running back, even if you're not counting Tarik Cohen as strictly a running back? Who's to say that David Montgomery just can't take the entire workload? Are you saying that because you don't have faith in him as a player, or because he's a rookie, or just because you think offenses in general strive upon having just 2 running backs or a committee?
David Montgomery could go a whole season taking out injuries, playing as the number 1 running back and getting 80 or 90% of the touches, which probably would get with Tarik Cohen. But he would be his best. He would average the most yards to carry, and the other player would average more yards to carry if they brought another player in.
Right.
If they brought in LaShawn McCoy, instead of averaging 4 yards to carry for Montgomery, he would average 4.5.
So you're just saying, you're basically saying right now that the Bears would do better on a committee running back? Because honestly, historically, they haven't really had committee running backs.
But also, I agree. But also, even though I talked about I think Dave Montgomery is going to be so great, you saw him for one season. And I think that there's some freaks of nature in the sense that they had Walter Payton and Gale Sayers, Matt Forte. I think even Matt Forte had maybe a backup that would come in occasionally. And I think that just taking a bit of especially in the NFL now, maybe 10 years ago, it's easy to acquire a running back. 10 years ago, it was a bit harder. And now I feel like running backs are not.
Yeah, they're available. They're not very valuable.
Exactly. They're available. They probably won't cost that much. And you look at plenty of teams right now, most teams have a good running back behind them. But even look at Green Bay. They had Jamal Williams, who's a great backup running back.
Well, yeah, but they're not Green Bay has never been a team known for having a good running back. They more often have a committee.
Even
of course, Aaron, last year was probably an exception. Or, they've had Eddie Lacy lately, I guess, also. But I would just say, Green Bay isn't a good example with running backs because I think that normally they do have a committee Like Aaron Jones shouldn't be like the standout great running back because as for Green Bay running backs in general, there is a committee. Like I'm looking at like Saquon Barkley. He has like Wayne Gallman, or I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Like, the great running backs who aren't on Green Bay who like strives on passing, like offenses that rely on the run historically, or at least now. Like Green Bay, even now with Aaron Jones, is up. Or you know what? I will say last year they were like they did run the ball a lot. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think that there are some NFL teams that definitely like have a lot of success with just one great running back. So you don't think that the Bears can be that?
I think that the Bears can do that. But what I'm saying is, why not get another running back? You look at the whole NFC North. Even you look at Green Bay, right?
Yeah, why you got to be like the NFC North? You can be your own team.
I'm saying is that you look at most of the NFL.
Yeah, okay.
Great running backs. Derrick Henry had Deion Lewis behind him. Saquon Barkley had Wayne Gallman. He's not great, don't get me wrong, but I think he's better than Ryan now. And Tarik Owen, I wouldn't even consider him a running back, like I said earlier. You look at even great running backs. Now let's look at the NFC North. The Lions drafted DeAndre Swift behind Kerryon Johnson.
Well, he might be above Kerryon Johnson soon, but yeah, that same difference.
The Vikings got Alexander Madison. Look at great running backs. You can name me a few great running backs. Most of them have a good running back behind them.
Okay, fine.
Run with 3 running backs.
So it doesn't have to be like they're sharing carries exactly. It's more just like, the second guy can just come in to lighten the workload.
Bit off him. And I think that Ryan now is honestly very underrated, and I think he could potentially go into that role. But I don't want to risk having a player who hasn't actually proven himself in the regular season coming and going into that role. And I would rather have someone who is proven themselves go into that role for cheap.
Yeah, of course. Well, I love what I see off of Ryan now's preseason highlights.
It's the preseason.
I'm not there. Yeah, it's the preseason, and I'm not there in training camp. So at least now I'm going to have more faith in the Bears organization in evaluating players than myself and only the preseason highlights. So, yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode of From the Den, please remember to subscribe, comment, and like this video.
Or if you're a Packers fan, remember to dislike and leave a nasty comment. Click the links on the screen to access additional content.